Okay, so let me tell you what the stupidest thing that I have seen in the overall MMA conversation lately is, okay? So this is literally absurd. So I've been seeing people calling UFC and Dana White shady because there is a non-disparagement clause in the new contracts relating to coronavirus, okay? So just to break down what that means. In your contract, when you sign on to fight right now, during the coronavirus lockdown, with no crowds, etc., in the contract, it says that you are not allowed to publicly say that UFC is doing anything unsafe or that their policies or programs, etc., anything around it is unsafe and likely to result in a coronavirus infection. Okay, like you're not allowed to say any of that if you want to fight, and your bonuses and your salary are at risk if you do. Okay, so this came out, and all these people were like, UFC is shady. Man, that's so shady. Can you believe it? And I'm like, what? How is that shady? What, you're the biggest fucking rookies ever? Of course they're doing that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, dude, the people in this country blow my mind. It's like, okay, look, does the UFC have to pay you to do this? Like, you are an independent contractor, okay? UFC puts on fights. You're a fighter. And they're like, okay, so here's the deal. We're putting together some fights. We're going to pay you your standard salary, $80,000 if you want to fight. But, the terms are, we're kind of getting some flack in the media about doing this. So if you want to accept this voluntary contract to fight, we're going to put in there that we don't want anybody stirring up any trouble in the media. So, of course, in the contract, you're acknowledging that there is a risk of coronavirus because there's a coronavirus epidemic going on, and that we are not going to be responsible if you do catch coronavirus. You're responsible for your own safety. We're going to be doing this as safety protocols, but you are ultimately responsible for your own safety, and you can't go into the media and talk negatively about how we handle this. Okay? Is that a deal? Are you willing to do that? Fighter goes, you reading your contract is the same as you having a conversation, and you go, yeah, I'm good with that. I'll take the 80 grand. I'll go fight. Right? Now, are those unreasonable terms, or is that common sense business given the media's just desire to just paint anyone who is doing anything other than lock the country down for the rest of the forever in a bad light? Like, of course, it's unbelievable. Like, I'm serious. Like, I'm actually serious about this. If you hear anyone say, wow, that is the UFC being shady about the non-disparagement clause, I'm serious. Don't ever watch that analyst ever again. They're not smart enough. They don't know enough about business for you to listen to, or at least listen to them about X's and O's on fights. Don't ever listen to them about business. Okay. Don't ever listen to them about business. Look at my background. Okay. My background, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to business. Like, this is boilerplate. Like, boilerplate. Non-disparagement clauses are in every agreement that you sign. Okay. They're probably, honestly, they are, I'm not even probably, for sure, there's already a non-disparagement clause in their contract. That's why you never hear any current UFC fighters come out and speak negatively about UFC or the UFC contracts, because they can sue them, because that's common sense. That, of course, they have a non-disparagement clause in there. So all they did is probably add a little bit of wording to the current one that just added in coronavirus stuff. Can't disparage the company, and then they add in or our response to coronavirus. Standard, okay? So this is a good way for me to be sticking teeth on my analyst bone necklace, okay? Unsubscribe to anyone there that you hear say anything about that being shady, and then let me know so I could put their tooth on my bone necklace, okay? Because that is ridiculous. I would be happy to debate anyone on that. MMA analyst that you think that that's shady, come on the show. That's my new thing. Anybody who disagrees with me, let's do it. Zoom call, let's go. Matter of fact, I'm going to make a separate video about that. An open challenge to people who disagree. Let's talk about it. Anyway, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, let's go.